He's the two-time defending MVP, a three-time All-Star starter. And for the last 5 years, he's been doing things we've never seen before. The addition of Kevin Durant has eased the scoring burden on Steph Curry this season. But the Human Torch has been relit the last few games. The Warriors are back home as they host the Heat right now. Wet and windy around the Bay, but that doesn't deter Dub Nation. Packing in Oracle, Andre Iguodala bobblehead night, the Heat in town, and the Warriors back to their winning ways. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett. And a little odd last time we were here against Memphis. Warriors win in Sacramento, back home for a couple games, and it'll be a little different tonight. Klay Thompson's going to sit out with the rest. I'm looking forward to Patrick McCaw with the starters.
I'd like to see him play with the starters. He knows he doesn't have to score, but he'll be a shiner on defense, I hope. And that's what they're going to have to do. You can't have any bumps in the road on the way in this stretch at home.
You look at this stretch over the next couple weeks. This is an odd week. Only 2 games, tonight and Thursday, gearing up for an amazing Cavs Thunder Rockets week ahead.
You cannot look ahead. You've got to take care of these games. The Heat are going to put pressure on you. They're going to be coming right at you. You've got to take them very seriously. But that is a big game next Monday. Then, of course, when you face the Thunder.
Steph Curry is playing his best basketball right now. An amazing week. In fact, the league honors him as the Western Conference Player of the Week. Not just a three-point shooting, some incredible finishes inside, constantly attacking the rim against every opponent and piling up points in a fashion we've become accustomed to.
He keeps showing you new tricks. We know about his three-point shooting, but he has been going to the basket with incredible nerve and finishing spectacularly with all the spins that he makes.
The numbers bear that out at better than 30 a game, shooting at 50%. And without Klay Thompson tonight, even more opportunity for Curry offensively.
Well, he has been assertive over the last 3 games, averaging 35 points a game. We're nearing the halfway point of the season. I think for the first 2 months of the season, Stephen Curry was managing the team, making sure that everybody was okay with Kevin Durant addition there, and making sure that they felt good about everything. Over the last week, he is running the team. He is assertive. He's aggressive. He's back to MVP status right now, and I don't think he's going to let up.
Curry is rolling. They'll need that tonight. But the big man in the middle is getting it done. Zaza Pachulia, 4 straight games, double-digit scoring, tremendous effort against DeMarcus Cousins, and also a very clever passer. Zaza, the man in the middle. The Dubs taking on the Heat. Greg and the guys back in the studio right after this.
Time for tip-off. Here's Fitz and JB.
All right, back-to-back MVP. The Heat in town. Iguodala bobblehead. Warriors back at Oracle. Going to rip off another 4 straight at home with Miami and Hassan Whiteside standing in the way. Patrick McCaw getting the start with Klay Thompson resting tonight. This is scheduled rest as we approach the midway point. Our Southwest Airlines starting lineup: Stephen Curry, Patrick McCaw, Zaza Pachulia, Draymond Green, and Kevin Durant. For Miami, Goran Dragic, Dion Waiters, Hassan Whiteside, Luke Babbitt, and Rodney Magruder, who was undrafted and on the Heat D-League team all of last season out of Kansas State back in 2013. The Heat control. Billy Kennedy, Mitchell Irvin, Carl Lane will blow the whistles tonight. Durant's got Dragic on the game's first possession. Draymond switches out on Waiters. Shot clock at 7. Draymond getting a piece of it. Curry smartly batting it ahead. Here comes the Draymond Express all the way to the iron to lay it up and in. The Heat are banged up. They're in a rebuilding year. Chris Bosh unlikely to play. Dwayne Wade, after 13 years, is in Chicago. But they still are a representative defensive team under Erik Spoelstra.
Well, that starts with Pat Riley, and his imprint is still on this team. And Spoelstra, in his pregame press conference, said he wants this team just to build good habits, and basically it starts at the defensive end. Aggressiveness, consistency, and they run you off the three-point line. You get some drives tonight.
Curry went behind the back. Waiters knocked it away. Shot clock almost expiring, and Steph did well just to hit iron. So you got a taste of the Heat defense there. Dragic and Whiteside are the two building blocks. But Hassan Whiteside laying it in with Pachulia late and fouling him.
If you're going to foul him, don't let him make the hoop. He's a 54% shooter. Erik Spoelstra, 9th season. He's had a tremendous amount of success since he took over the reins in 2008 from Pat Riley. A couple championships in 12 and 13.
The Whiteside route to the large free agent contract is amazing. Initially with the Heat, they waive him barely in Memphis. He's waived again, back to Miami, and the lengthy long-term deal this summer.
Drafted by Sacramento. Played one game there, and then, like you say, he's been cut. He spent a lot of time in the D-League. He spent time over in China. No one wanted him. Hassan Whiteside.
He's a factor defensively.
Well, he led the NBA in blocks last year. Second team all defensive team.
And with the dearth of centers around the league, 17 and 14 are very good numbers. And Whiteside inhaling that rebound. He had Waiters from Cleveland to OKC looking for a home. Dragic mid-range pull. I want to welcome those of you watching on NBA TV, particularly the NBA family gathered in Orlando for the league's marketing meetings. Steph Curry, little mid-range. And without Klay Thompson, how does that change Steph's role tonight?
Well, the ball will be in his hands a little bit more. He'll probably be shooting a little bit more, a little more aggressive, but he's been aggressive anyway. And talk about aggressive, Dragic, little pull-up jumper a moment ago. Now he drops a three.
41% from beyond the arc for Dragic. Curry probing with the shot clock at 11. Durant will rise, miss everything, and Pachulia there couldn't quite finish. Babbitt knocks it out of bounds, but Zaza's effort gets the Warriors a fresh 24.
The whole right side was cleared out for a drive, and Durant opted for a jump shot. He can get around anybody he wants, anytime. I'm surprised he made that decision there. Same decision, latter stages in Memphis, against Memphis, I should say.
Curry missing the three. Dragic looked a little bit like Steve Nash. That was his childhood idol.
That's right.
He caddied for him in Phoenix.
He was very good in Phoenix.
Then to Houston.
He's holding on to Steph Curry in the middle of the lane, which is not unusual for defenders. Trying to stay with Steph and Curry.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone hold Steph off the ball, Jim. I don't know what you're talking about.
Especially anyone from Cleveland or Memphis.
That was a screen out of bounds set by the Warriors. That's a violation. It's not a foul, but you must be on within the 94 by 50 to set a screen.
Yeah, the offensive player cannot go outside. The defensive player can. In fact, a lot of times it's advantageous to cut off a drive from along the baseline to take one of your feet and put it outside. Make sure you cut him off.
Waiters down the lane. Durant was there to bother him. Rebound loose to McCaw. And Zaza ran the floor. That was nicely done. McCaw pushed it, and then Curry was the decision maker.
I like the way Zaza Pachulia is playing lately. 4 straight games in double-figure scoring.
3 misfiring in the corner. That time Magruder missing there. Babbitt is the three-point shooter you have to watch, along with Dragic. Moving nicely, Curry inside. Magruder blocked that shot. Shot clock at 5, KD 3. Zaza keeps it alive, but Dragic will push.
You can see he loves to go downhill.
And Draymond was there to bother.
Dragic will push the ball.
Curry open three. Miami has played such slow pace in recent years, Jim.
Yes.
This group is trying to get up and down with the Dubs. That's right up Steph Curry's alley.
Well, that's how Dragic plays his best.
You got to run Babbitt off the line if you can. And Draymond bothered him on the reload.
I think Babbitt thought he was going to be alone after Draymond got faked out of the way, but he responded quickly.
Draymond going to do work inside, and that's a defensive 3-second violation. That'll be a technical free throw. They're loading the weak side, anticipating the Draymond drive.
Stephen Curry at the line, attempting the technical shot.
8 times the Western Conference Player of the Week. Stephen winning it last week, and best free thrower in NBA history rattles out the free throw. Steph had just surpassed Steve Nash 2 games ago, and it's tough to stay at about 94.4% for your career, with 93% on the season. Zaza looking for cutters. He'll go on Whiteside, the big shot blocker, and Waiters anticipated. Nice steal there.
That was a gift. McCaw was never open.
See, if you make Babbitt run off the line, his mid-range game is unrefined. Durant missing that 3. The Warriors 1 of 5 from distance and only 4 of 12. The Heat have started 4 of 11.
I expect Durant to take the ball to the basket next time. I know Whiteside's a big shot blocker as he dunks it down there. Not blocking as many shots as he did last year.
With a mid-range pull.
Just not shooting well right now. The team.
Hard to get all the way to the rim with Whiteside. Pat McCaw knocking it away. It will be Miami ball. McCaw among the NCAA leaders in steals, and he's brought that with him as a rookie.
No problem driving at a big shot blocker like Whiteside. You make him play you, and then you dish it off to Pachulia. You got to keep him honest there.
Dragic gapped nicely by Durant. KD misses the floater. Waiters tracks down the long rebound.
Not only Whiteside, but they're jamming up the middle. You can see their kind of defense. They sag in.
Waiters hitting the jumper. On that switch, Durant took Whiteside. That's the luxury of having a 7-foot wing, and Steve Kerr's going to stop it.
Yeah, the Miami Heat have lost 8 of their last 9 games, but they're playing pretty well right now in the early going.
They've got the Warriors 4 of 14 from the field. You're missing 20 without Klay Thompson. And the Warriors will have to adjust a little offensively. Steph Curry, always a good option.
Small ball lineup would have clicked faster by now, and it hasn't. But he did say the bench unit has clicked faster than he thought it would. And Kevin Durant blending in, that happened really quickly, he said. But we've lost some games we should have won. He said there's been some trends in the 4th quarter that haven't been great, and we've got to clean it up. But he also addressed Stephen Curry's recent surge. He said right now, Steph has no doubt in his mind about what he needs to do and how he needs to play. That's a pretty good place to be, right, guys?
Well, I think Jim assessed it nicely at the beginning of the broadcast, Roz, is that Steph initially, okay, make sure Durant's okay. Draymond is in a new role a bit. Klay Thompson's doing his normal scoring. And he was kind of managing things as Tyler Johnson puts that in. And now Steph's kind of running things and back to just being Steph.
Well, he's an excellent leader. I think that the approach that he took the first couple of months is the right one. He had to keep this team together. There were so many variables and so much speculation on how it would be. And Kevin Durant, so far, not on the board yet after missing his first 5 shots.
Yeah, so Durant 0 for 5. You know, that race for the West, Jim, there's an opportunity tonight because San Antonio lost a home game to Milwaukee.
Warriors had been only a game and a half now. They're 2 games ahead. But you're right, take advantage.
Pachulia running the floor. Beat Whiteside to the rim.
Well, it's the second time we've seen him beat him down the floor. obviously, he did some scouting on Hassan Whiteside.
The Dragon. Dragic is a tough cover. Durant made him pick up the dribble. And then on the refeed, there is the former Warrior basketball camper, St. Francis High School player, from the D-League to a huge multi-million-dollar free agent contract in the summer. With the energy we've seen from Tyler Johnson already.
He gives you 14 points a night. Off the bench, has yet to make a start.
Dragic inside. Well, with 14 points in the paint out of Miami's 20, the Warriors.
Whiteside with the dunk, but Dragic has been going inside at will.
I'd say the Heat have caught the Warriors' attention here. This is one of the poorest offensive teams in the league, but you wouldn't know it. Durant gets his first field goal, and he does it emphatically.
You bring Pachulia up high, that brings Whiteside away. Pretty simple there, nicely done, and Whiteside did not try to cut him off at the free throw line.
Well, Eric Spoelstra very much in the Riley mold. Any inkling of Warrior momentum, and you're going to have a timeout to do it. But KD had missed his first 5. You get a two-hand hammer to get on the board with the Heat leading by 7.
Warriors basketball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by City National Bank, the official bank of the Golden State Warriors.
Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Roz Goldon Woode with you at Oracle with the Heat leading by 7 in our Geico Advanced Analytics. We talked about the departure of Dwayne Wade, the blood clot issue with Chris Bosh, the offensive rating, field goal percentage, and the points in the paint all changing dramatically from year to year for Miami.
They haven't had the luxury of having Chris Bosh. That problem still exists. He's still on the active roster, inactive tonight.
James Johnson is checked in, holding the ball now.
He and this kid, Johnson off the bench, averaged 25.5 points a game. That's the 3rd highest scoring duo in the NBA.
So Tyler Johnson, 3 for 3. He's got 7 already. JaVale McGee, Iguodala, and Ian Clark have checked in. And Durant got the dunk, now the jumper.
When I talk about a duo, I'm talking about players off the bench, Bob, who have not started a game. In fact, they may be second in the league at that. I read it somewhere. They're really good. They know how to play off the bench.
That pass trickled all the way out to James Johnson and taking it in with a left-hand hammer. The Heat only average 98 points a game. They have 25 just inside 3 minutes remaining in the first. This has been a Warrior defensive issue in this one. Ian Clark, beautiful little runner.
Smart to pull up and take the shot a little further out. Takes it all away. Whiteside snaps it.
James Johnson missing that 3. JaVale will track it down. Saw Johnson playing in Toronto. Curry, a deep 3. Tyler Johnson got out on him, but from 36 feet, 35 feet. He barely passed the Warrior logo when he launched that. Missing, step back for the rebound. Throw ahead to KD, and he couldn't quite collect it. Here comes the Dragon again. Remember, he's left-handed, and Iguodala did. Knocked it away, and knocked it off of him.
Well, the long 3 by Steph Curry, and at the other end, the dependability of Andre Iguodala to reach across and steal the ball on a sure layup.
You think about it, midcourt's 47 feet away. He's several feet across, but not by much. Durant, the bucket, the body, the basket, and an opportunity for a 3-point play.
He fouled, charge 16, James Johnson. First personal. First team foul inside the last 2 minutes.
Well, he's doing a smart thing. He's been going to the basket. Missed his first 5 shots. So he takes the law of averages into effect. And if Whiteside is not in the middle, I think this should drive 90% of the time.
Well, that is the luxury of Kevin Durant. Superior outside shooter, superior inside player. But to your point, Jim, he can put it on the floor and get by virtually everyone.
Right.
And so maybe inside out sometimes, get the inside game going, and then let the jumper flow after that.
Yeah. Why settle?
James Johnson, Tyler Johnson, little two-man game. Waiters thought about the 3. Waiters step through. Wow. Flip shot well over McGee. Nicely done by Dion Waiters. And Clark didn't finish with the left hand. Wayne Ellington is checked in. And that's an offensive foul as Waiters tried to shed Ian Clark.
Waiters number 4 pick over in 2012 by Cleveland. Spent some time there in OK City. He can score.
Well, also, too, if they were to bring Derek Williams in, he was a 2nd pick overall.
Yes. Out of Arizona.
KD inside, roofed initially, and followed with a jam.
Well, you get a glimpse of his quickness, his reaction after his first one was denied.
And Willie Reed met him at the top. Durant did not give up on the play.
Willie Reed tries to block everything inside.
Final 40 seconds of a quickly paced first quarter. The throwaway, Durant didn't step in to get it, and it cost the Warriors.
Warriors foul, charged Kevin Durant, first personal. First team foul.
The Warriors had a foul to give, but that should have been the defensive rebound. Steve Kerr clapped his hands together at midcourt. Wanted to see the Warriors get that 50-50 ball.
He caught the attention of Kevin Durant as Kevin turned around and gave him a little glance, and he knew.
He stayed down. Johnson had to give it up. Shot clock at 3. James Johnson on the baseline, and Durant played the D. They can play for 1 here, but they have the scattered floor, and now Steph will back it out. Final 10 seconds.
There's a pick and roll with,
Curry took the bump, it'll get to the line.
I like the pick and roll where Kevin Durant sets the screen. And that's exactly what Draymond Green wanted against Memphis in the closing seconds. Because you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. You want to blitz on Steph Curry, Durant's open. If you don't, Curry has options outside and inside.
And normally, if Klay Thompson's playing, the weak side shooter is Klay, who's one of the superior three-point shooters. Multiple options off a KD Steph pick and roll.
KD goes to the top. You got a perfect triangle of shooters, either side and right at the middle.
Curry dropping in the free throw. Remember tonight's game and all Warrior games on CSN are streamed live via the NBC Sports app on your mobile phone or tablet. Stream the Warriors on the go. And after being down 10, the Warriors are a Curry free throw away from tying things. They've been on the go the last couple minutes to get back in the game.
Well, they don't have a foul to give. That would have been a nice luxury now. 5 seconds. Let's see where they inbound the ball to. Johnson's taking it at the free throw line.
James Johnson with a back screen by Green. Got all the way to the rim, runs over Curry. And they're going to count the basket on a very interesting no call.
Well, it went down to 0, so they'll take a look at it. Did he get it out of his hands is the key, because he made the dunk and held on to it a little longer.
It will go to replay here, but the call on the floor is a basket. So the Heat have come to play, 52% shooting. And 9 from Goran Dragic, with Miami a high-scoring quarter to be up by 2. Steph Curry was in the restricted area. This should have been an and one. But the glancing contact, but the Warriors fortunate that was not a free throw tacked on top of it. Sean Livingston's first playing time with Draymond Green, Iguodala, Ian Clark, and David West. Ian dropping it back to David. Didn't want the pick and fade right away. Bullies Willie Green inside. Unable to finish.
Substitution on the floor, first time. David West, Livingston.
James Johnson and Tyler Johnson, as Jim mentioned, they work beautifully together.
I'm going to say it one more time. They're the highest scoring duo without any starts to lead the NBA. Highest scoring duo without any starts.
Iguodala is fouled, and we check in with Roz.
Heading into the second quarter, Stephen Curry was the first person to address the team, and he was not pleased with the defensive effort. He said, "Come on, fellas, it's way too easy. It's way too easy." And then Rod Adams added in, he said, "We have to change our mentality. We have to stop people on defense."
Well, they've allowed 22 points in the paint already. And second quarter, it hasn't gotten any better as they get inside and score.
Well, this is human nature. What the Warriors are looking at is the Heat record. They're figuring they can just roll through offensively. They're the #1 offensive team in the league, are the Warriors. But this is the NBA, and on a given night, a team can get hot. That's what Miami's doing. And Shaun Livingston's been hot all season at 57% shooting, his career best.
I've just said before, I've been saying it for about a month. Very dangerous to think that your offense can bail you out, particularly come playoff time. It hurt them against Minnesota with only 2 field goals in the fourth quarter and a 19-point fourth quarter lead dissipating to overtime and then loss. Nice outlet.
Draymond running it back.
I'll tell you something. This young man has grown immensely to finish plays in the open court alone. He has a great mindset. When you come down, you can make it a one-on-one game, take it all the way to the iron, and he does.
Johnson's got the green light. James Johnson missing there. Outlet to Livingston.
Well, both Tyler Johnson and James Johnson are approaching 40% three-point shooting. So they can take it inside. They know how to play, they know how to score, and they know how to shoot.
Draymond missing that 3. Warriors are 2 of 8. Miami 2 of 10. Iguodala shielded Johnson and still laid it in. What a catch and finish.
Well, the operative move was shielding so he could catch the ball, and Johnson could not.
Iguodala could have been a Clemson wide receiver.
Yeah, that's nice. His name would have been Michael Williams then.
Step around by James Johnson. Dragic pulls. Draymond the rebound. And here come the Dubs. Livingston on the handle. An open Ian Clark 3. Yes, sir! 9-0 run by the reserves. And the Warriors' biggest lead after being down 10. They flipped it by 15 as Spoelstra takes time.
Well, defense, rebound, run the break. They turn the tables. And I love the way they bring the ball down the floor, let the first man clear to open it up. How about this 2 possessions ago? The outlet pass, Iguodala. Defensively, just blocked him off, and I like this one.
And if you rebound and push it, the Warriors have all kinds of open shooters. Georgia, now about 4.5 million people. Zaza Pachulia, 14 years. Jake Sakalidis, you remember him with Phoenix. Vladimir Stepania, remember him in Seattle. Nicholas Skidishvili, he did not work out as a top 5 draft pick. And I don't remember Shengelia very much at all. He was inactive many of the games that we called.
Yeah, don't look at me on that one. I just know it was Skidishvili who just couldn't make it.
I was wondering when Skidishvili got drafted, he didn't start for his European team. How was he going to start for an NBA team?
Nowhere to go.
And a travel. Willie Reed shuffling the feet. So Iguodala and Livingston, Ian Clark, Draymond, and David West. And this group, when they get in transition, that accentuates their strengths. In the half court, who becomes the shooter here? It'd have to be Ian. And a beautiful delivery from David West to Draymond. The high post passing of David West. We've seen it all season. Dragic's got to look for his own offense here. They know that, doubling him. Wayne Ellington missing the 3. Draymond the rebound again. On quarterbacking things, taking it all the way to the cup. Couldn't quite get the angle. Clark made Dragic go right. Reed can't finish. Miami, second fewest points of any team in the league, fourth worst shooting team in the league. Willie Reed holding on to David West from behind.
Well, they've got a lot of new players on the team this year. You hardly recognize them. Willie Reed played in Brooklyn last year, played in 39 games there, was never drafted out of college, out of St. Louis.
Well, let's be honest here, Jim. With Bosh and Wade missing, there's so many one-year contracts that they're likely going to do a free agent rebuild, and they could have as much as $50 million in cap room. Livingston for the baseline. So a 13-0 run.
You make back cuts and David West has the ball, you better be ready to catch. He loves to throw from up top. Livingston wasn't quite ready there, and he made something out of nothing.
Draymond nearly picked Ellington. He got it back. Magruder down the lane. That was going to be a lob to Whiteside, and smartly they foul him at 54% free throwing.
First foul charge to Ian Clark, first personal.
So Ian Clark knew the scouting report. Sure, you grab as much of Whiteside as possible. Do not let him dunk the ball. Whiteside rimming that in. The Warriors season ticket priority wait list is 34,000 and counting. Your way to get priority access to exclusive ticket pre-sales and the best possible season tickets the moment they become available at 888-GSW-HOOP. The guys, John Bevan, Brandon Schneider, Rick Welch, Chip Bowers, 6 business and marketing awards for the Warriors, most of any franchise in Orlando today. Many with corporate sponsorship, tickets, and also ticket servicing and customer satisfaction. 3 straight years the Warriors have been well represented on the business side as Iguodala hits from the baseline. James Johnson athletically finishing. When he came out of Georgia Tech, people thought he would be a factor, but he's bounced around with multiple teams, getting big run here in Miami.
But he's gotten better, especially from three-point range. He takes it inside too.
Dangerous pass. Dion Waiters nearly had it. Slides into Joe Lacob. It's Joe's birthday today. He'd like to keep both kneecaps as a birthday present.
Substitution for the Heat.
So the boss man having birthday courtside. David West wing jumper is off. Iguodala tried to track it down, and then Livingston the foul. And those are the type of 50-50 balls that Miami has been scrapping after and staying in the ball game.
The late game warning against the Warriors.
Luke Babbitt and Whiteside. Playing with Dragic, Dion Waiters, and Magruder. Magruder was the all-everything player on the D-League champion Skyforce a year ago. So played for the Maine Red Claws. Whiteside misfiring and tipped up and in. Whiteside gets credited for the hoop. Iguodala did not quite get around Waiters. Shot clock at 10. And Clark stepped out of bounds. 5th Warrior turnover. Miami's committed 3. He'd take good care of the ball. He's 6th in turnovers in the NBA. Dragic went the other way with his right hand and was able to get back to the strong left. But Dragic, first Heat player in double figures with 11. That Steve Kerr will take time.
Dragic is strong with the dribble and strong with the dribble with contact inside, and he can squeeze through spaces and finish the play.
Andre Iguodala VR Golf bobblehead night. The Warrior lead is 4. It's going to be an incredible addition to the city of San Francisco and the Bay Area in total. Livingston is fouled. Raiders had seen Sean make a couple of those, try to get underneath him. And puts Estat on the foul line. How would you defend Sean Livingston when he's got that radar on the turnaround?
Well, what you try to do is just make him shoot from a little further out. Try to keep him as he dribbles and backs into you, not let him penetrate to a comfortable spot. He loves to get inside 15 feet, and he really likes to get it down to 10 or 11 feet, where he's deadly. But that's easier said than done. Once he goes up in the shooting motion, you can't get to it because he stretches his arms fully straight up, and he already is about 6'7". So he's very tough to defend. The best thing about him, if you're defending him, he doesn't take a lot of shots.
Okay. Livingston's got 5. Ian Clark's got 5 off the bench. Durant and Steph Curry are back in with Pachulia. Warriors have made Babbitt a ball handler. And Draymond waited for Dragic and sent him away. The Warriors are #1 in block shots in the NBA. It's because of Draymond and Durant.
Substitution for the Heat. Check back into Ray Tyler Johnson. We're going to say
Dragic, he'll force things. Because he's very good at doing so inside. Draymond just stayed perfectly there. Did not bail him out with a foul. He kept retreating. And his physical size got the better of Dragic.
Patrick McCaw back in. Klay Thompson resting tonight, so McCaw got the start. KD on the post up with the shot clock at 5, and he waited for Curry. And Whiteside bothered him just enough.
Yep. He tried a little quick shot. Couldn't quite get it up cleanly enough.
Tyler Johnson will get enough body of Pachulia, and they may have banged knees. Zaza in a little distress there.
Thompson is just resting. He'd been sick the last couple of games. Steve Kerr said, you know, I used to mark on the calendar thinking it was real smart to do so and pick out the games that before the season began where I'm going to rest people. But he said it doesn't work that way. He thought he needed a rest, and tonight was a good one for him.
Our insider, Monty Poole, your hometown source for all Warrior news and information, sponsored by Da Vinci Marble. Find his work 24/7 on CSNBayArea.com. The other thing with Klay and Durant and Draymond, not only did they play extensively deep into the playoffs, and they played on the Olympic team, and now they're halfway through this season. So Steve may have to spot some rest for several of these players. Zaza Pachulia. 4 straight double-digit scoring games, already 6 in only 9 minutes. Can the streak continue, Jim?
I think so. The thing about Zaza, he's just solid. You know, he doesn't stick out as a superstar and a guy that has great athleticism, but he's always mixed in there. Doesn't make mistakes.
Whiteside little push shot.
He's fundamentally sound, and that goes a long way in this league.
And he's the best player ever from the Republic of Georgia. We showed you those 5. Durant was held. Warrior ball sideline out of bounds, and we check in with Roz.
You know, I spoke with Zaza Pachulia, and he just, quite frankly, feels a lot better about himself right now. He took the time and was patient to allow himself to learn his teammates and this Warriors game plan. Now he's out there being assertive, being aggressive, being physical, all the things he loves and trusts that he can do.
I tell you, his performance against DeMarcus Cousins was amazing. There's that KD Steph pick and roll. How are you going to guard it? This time, Curry springs free and hits the 3. So many offensive options off of that little interchange. The Warriors have led this game by 10. The Heat have led this game by 10. Shot clock at 7. James Johnson into Whiteside, and good movement by Miami there.
Well, that's penetration into the middle by passing and not dribbling. That was very effective.
Steph thought about it behind the back to Durant. Car crash with Pachulia, misfiring on the jumper. The 2 players you thought could hurt Miami have. Whiteside's got 12, Dragic has 11. That time, the nice lob. Whiteside so tall, just tapped it up and in.
Well, that's where Pachulia has a difficult time getting off the floor as quickly as every player. That's where it does hurt him a little bit.
Curry off iron. comes Waiters inside 3 minutes. And the Heat right with the Dubs. Waiters spinning inside. Out of bounds, it'll be Warrior ball.
This is the thing. You talk to people and they say, oh, 11-28, they lost 8 of 9. That'll be an easy game tonight. No, this is the NBA. And you don't play with incredible intensity, you can find yourself in the middle of a game despite the other record.
Jim and Roz with you at Oracle at 2:50 remaining in the first half. 50 years ago today, Jim.
Yes.
A Bay Area landmark with the Lexus Pursuit of Perfection at the Cow Palace, the NBA All-Star Game, and a couple familiar faces with Rick Barry and Nate Thurmond.
Well, Rick Barry was the MVP of that game. Nate Thurmond played 42 minutes in the game. He was the only center represented on the West. But Rick Barry with his 38 points got the MVP award. And see the rebounds by Nate. How about 18 against Chamberlain and Willis Reed? I was at the game. And the reason I was at the game is because the Boston Celtics, my rookie year's team, had played the San Francisco Warriors the night before. And so we just stayed over and went back as a team after the All-Star game. So the luxuries, I got to go and view it.
That was 50 years ago today. Do you know what was 35 years ago today in the Bay Area?
Well, help me out.
Joe Montana was rolling right, and Dwight Clark was coming across the end zone.
Really?
Lofted over Everson Walls. The catch in 49er history to vanquish the Cowboys, send the Niners on to the Super Bowl.
That was
they beat the Detroit Lions.
That was today?
35 years ago today, January 10th.
Okay.
Pretty good day in Bay Area sports history. Shot clock at 2. Iguodala gave it to Ian Clark, who misfired on the 3.
That's where Andre has to be aware. He's a veteran. He's been around 12 years. He needs to be aware there, and he's got to create his own shot inside, even if it's a miss.
And that lob, Draymond smelled it out. Great anticipation. And Whiteside, you see that length. Just a simple entry pass, and he was able to get a hand on it.
All Andre had to do was hold on to the ball, fake it in there, and he's at the three-point line, wide open, nobody on him. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Hasn't taken a 3 yet.
It was a smart play by Whiteside. He realized Draymond had Tyler Johnson at his mercy on the box.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with faking, and there's a turnover.
And you don't want to have that. An inbound stolen by James Johnson. And Waiters cycle it around to an open Johnson again, misfiring on the 3. That's an air ball. The Heat are 2 of 12 on threes. But you see Miami, all the deflections, they keep track of deflections. And for the Heat, all their offensive woes. But when you see this team, 7th in points allowed, 11th in field goal percentage defense, 9th defending the 3. And that is the Heat system, regardless of the interchangeable bodies. Whiteside very smartly did not foul Steph there, just went straight up. Tyler Johnson hitting a 3. So the hometown kid has a dozen off the bench. Durant a 3 in response. Curry is the only Warrior in double figures, and they're resting Klay Thompson tonight, but they're missing his firepower. Nearly 3 minutes without a point. Waiters for 3. Long rebound out to Johnson.
Lucky he didn't cash in there.
And Whiteside knocked over Draymond Green. And that will be free throws on the other end.
That's the one thing that's held Dion Waiters back is his three-point shooting. He's just never become a three-point shooter. Never shot above 36%. And this year, Waiters is down to about 33.
The other thing with a player like Dion Waiters, and you hear personnel people talk about it, good players do for themselves and great players do for others. Dion Waiters is all about his own individual scoring sometimes.
Yes.
And with his driving ability, he could make others better around him, but we haven't seen him flesh that out in his game. On Thursday, Detroit coming to town. Every fan in attendance will receive a Warriors splash towel courtesy of State Farm. Andre Drummond and the Pistons. And those verified official tickets available at Warriors.com. Draymond splitting free throws. 3 lead changes, 4 ties. Each team had a 10-point lead. We decided nothing. 50 seconds left in the first half. Whiteside nearly had the steal, and then hammered it with the right hand.
The Warriors are getting killed inside tonight.
36 points in the paint. And Curry with 15. The lone reliable scorer right now. Durant's been a volume shooter, 4 of 12. You don't have Clay. And the Heat behind Whiteside and Dragic, giving the Warriors all they would want.
Well, they missed the opportunity to go 2 for 1.
James Johnson, corner 3. Long rebound, and Whiteside just scooped it away. And Spoelstra smartly using that 20-second timeout that goes away at halftime.
He ran right up to Billy Kennedy, running off the bench to make sure he was going to get that timeout. Billy Kennedy gets a little laugh out of it.
The quickness of Eric Spoelstra flying out of the coaching box.
He was a starting point guard at University of Portland, late 80s into the 90s for 4 years.
I want you to move your feet defensively and move your feet with the quickness, getting that getting the timeout. It was nice and funny. And I like that Billy Kennedy had a little laugh with it.
Yes.
It's a game. You're supposed to have fun. But I think Eric Spoelstra's got to be incredibly pleased with the performance of his team. They're very solid defensively. They bottled up the Warriors. It's Authentic Fanuary on CSN. 31 days dedicated to our authentic fans. Hundreds of prizes all month long, including Warrior tickets. Log on to csnbayarea.com/authentic Fanuary. The youngsters got the gear there. The hats, the jerseys, the jackets.
We got a game here. They're in a battle.
Now the Warriors have a foul to give. So whatever was designed by Miami, you could disrupt and make him take it out of bounds again. The shot clock's already off.
Dragic has a very quick trigger. You try to foul him when the ball's in his hands, and he can create a shot and make you pay for it, even if you have the foul to give. He's very clever, and he's very well aware the Warriors have a foul to give. He just took a look at the clock, sees assessing what he's going to do and how much time he'll run off before he starts getting into some action.
He's going to want to get to that strong left hand. Whiteside sends the screen.
Go down.
They double him. Nearly the backcourt violation. Down to 2.
McCaw should have fouled him. McCaw should have fouled him when he was at half court.
Arlington while he's shooting the ball. And that is a rookie mistake. Not going to do anything from behind there defensively. Steve with kind of a wry smile.
I'm sure they discussed it at the timeout. Here's where he should have been fouled. Right there, McCaw should have grabbed him and given the foul.
And now, if you're not going to foul him, don't do that.
Oh my gosh, well, that's a rookie mistake.
Yeah, that's all it is. But it could be 3 free throws, and it is. With 1.3 left. And Draymond just said exactly what you said, Jim. Needed to foul him out there. Foul him right there before he began the drive.
Before he turned.
So 3 free throws on just kind of a mental mistake. Steve Kerr is going to use his 20-second timeout after this free throw. Wellington dropping them both in. You lose this 20 after halftime. If he makes the 3rd free throw, this is to design. You can run the baseline and throw it the length and see if you get something on a catch and shoot with 1.3. And you may need that at some point during the season.
Yes. And it's a good time to practice things like that. Eric Spoelstra has to be exuberant the way the team is playing. He thought their last game, they were all discombobulated against the Lakers. He thought the last game against the Clippers, they played a little bit better. Goran Dragic got thrown out against the Lakers.
Well, we've talked about this 2 weeks. The Warriors play only 2 games this week, which is so rare considering how busy they've been. It's Miami and Detroit this week, all those days off leading to Cleveland on MLK Day, OKC, and then at Houston, a very spicy week after that. with the Cavs, the Thunder, and Houston on the road. And it's an interesting night in the NBA, Jim. San Antonio has lost and Cleveland has lost. So some of the elite teams have been knocked off. Cleveland at Utah and San Antonio at home against Milwaukee. And the Warriors are going to be looking up at a deficit here, barring a miracle at halftime.
The 9th loss for Cleveland, the 8th loss for San Antonio. Detroit's at Sacramento tonight, the Warriors' next opponent.
Ellington, all 3 free throws. David West to Draymond, who's behind the defense. And he couldn't get the layup. He is fouled. Well, talk about a mental breakdown. Where were the Heat?
Eric Spoelstra is beside himself with this. He can't even look.
This is like a Hail Mary with no defensive backs back in the end zone. Where did he think David West was going to throw the ball?
What's James Johnson doing going forward with Draymond Green coming right at the basket? And definitely a foul. I'm not sure that Draymond Green needed the double clutch. If he goes up strongly, he just converts it immediately.
Now the replay look here is just to make sure the contact occurred before the half expired. That's what Billy Kennedy is conversing with the gentleman in Secaucus. It's not whether or not it is a foul. It's did the contact occur before the half expired. That's they're using replay for that.
Couldn't one of the officials say, gee, I guess I blew the whistle before the horn sounded? Isn't that pretty simple? How's that to flush it out?
Jim, you need to use all those screens. Every one of them.
How about the official who called the foul said, yes, I blew the whistle before the light went on. It's not that difficult.
The other issue is how much time is left in the half, and I think there'll be 0.3 on the clock, and Draymond will shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah. He was fouled before the red light went off. Now, maybe the whistle came after that. I don't know. Maybe he was slow on the draw.
Well, and your point is the good one. It's always the red light. Don't worry about the clock sometimes. It's the red light that's the expiration of the quarter. So Draymond is shoot 2, 0.3 on the clock. And so as the Warriors gifted the Heat 3 free throws, Miami returns the favor with 2 free throw opportunities. Draymond 8 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. Steph's got 15, Durant's got 9, but 4 of 12 shooting. 16 for Whiteside, 11 for Dragic, 12 for Tyler Johnson. So this game has had that feel. Gruder's shot is off. 54-53 Miami at the half. Limiting the Warriors without Klay Thompson, 46% shooting. Greg Gary and Kalena Azubuike in the studio for Warrior Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. And the Warriors going to have to earn it in the second half at Oracle. 1-point game as we head into the second half with the Heat on top. Moments ago, our Ross Goldon-Woodey caught up with Warrior assistant Jarron Collins.
Coach Collins, you guys gave up 36 points in the paint. How do you make it harder for them inside?
We got to do a better job of, meeting force with force. Whiteside's doing a really good job of imposing his will down there. It's got to be a lot more physical and demand a lot more out of each other down low.
And what about the way Dragic puts pressure on the defense? He's constantly on the attack. How do you keep him in front?
Well, the biggest thing right now is they're hurting us a little bit with their DHOs. What I mean by that is the big guy gets the ball and dribble handoffs to the guard flying around the screen, and they're able to get into the paint. A lot of that is just will and intensity, just fighting through those screens. And, again, it comes back to point of attack defense. Just keep your man in front of you.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Ross.
Will and intensity defensively. I think Jarron summed it up nicely. Curry on the curl. Durant from deep, and KD, his first 3 of the night. Klay Thompson resting tonight, so Steph, Patrick McCaw, with Durant, Draymond, and Pachulia. And that is a moving screen. And Hassan Whiteside will pick up his second foul. Warren Dragic, Hassan Whiteside, Rodney McGruder, Dion Waiters, and Luke Babbitt. For Miami, the first half went perfectly. Points of the paint advantage. Excellent shooting for a team that doesn't shoot well. Defended the Warriors nicely. Steph Curry. Speaking of DHOs, the dribble handoff from Pachulia. Springing Steph.
I like the DHO better than the MIA.
Okay. I thought you always didn't like the DNP.
Well, we had a couple of those, actually.
Waiters stumbling through the lane, but he was shoved.
Dribble penetration.
Call will pick up the foul. Sideline out of bounds for Miami.
Fortunate he wasn't in the act of shooting. I think Patrick's still trying to figure things out, getting his first start. A little bit of deer in the headlights right now.
Well, this is the deep end of the pool.
Yep.
You're not coming in with a 15-point lead, or you're not coming in a reserve role. You're starting in a 1-point game at halftime.
5-year veteran who is a real high draft pick.
Good switch there. Gruder blocked by Durant. Again, why do the Warriors lead the NBA in block shots? Because of Kevin Durant and Draymond Green.
And Magruder just did not realize how long those arms were.
At 3 by Waiters off iron. Draymond battling for it. Steph ran with him right to the 3-point line.
Well, he's got the quickest release in the league, but maybe that was a little too quick.
Recovery on Babbitt. Make Luke Babbitt do that. That's his first field goal. When he's at his best, he's shooting set shot threes.
We saw him in Portland. We saw him in New Orleans.
You leave him alone for 3-point land. Babbitt can strike it. Durant from the baseline and rimmed it in. That's a shooter's roll right there. And Eric Spoelstra is going to stop it. So the Warriors a little frisky coming out of the halftime gate, retaking the lead. Miami takes time, just 2 minutes in, with the Warriors up 4. The NFL note today. 6th best offense, amazing season with Derek Carr. And Bill Musgrave not coming back as the offensive coordinator, so keep an eye on that.
Former Oregon great at quarterback. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. They were 12-3 when Carr got hurt. Offense looked pretty good.
You said Oregon great at quarterback. I was thinking Dan Fouts right away. Musgrave there too.
Yeah, he's a terrific quarterback.
And Dragic stepped on the sideline there. So the Warriors come out of the timeout. A little more energy defensively. Spoelstra does not like that. Both teams have taken care of the ball. Only 6 turnovers each.
For the Heat, though, we got 2 in this quarter already. Nice screen.
Zaza set up Steph with the shot off iron. Babbitt, he said, hey, I have a 3. I got to launch this one.
Well, they had a switch there, and Kevin Durant did a nice job blocking off Whiteside. That's just too quick. Too fast as Pachulia was coming out. He's not going to get his hands up that quickly.
Stephen with his 4th turnover. Warriors are they're in too much of a hurry here in the quarter for some reason. Whiteside handling, and Pachulia just took it from him, and then he was fouled. Zaza did that to DeMarcus Cousins. He just picked his pocket. You want to show him the ball and dribble it, he'll just take it away.
I think he's coming off his best defensive effort of the season against Sacramento.
And see, Whiteside just shoved it to the ground, and Zaza didn't like that at all.
Well, he's not hurt. He should come up and say, hey, it's good enough. I stole the ball. They got a foul on him.
That's Whiteside's 3rd. One more in the quarter. He'd probably have to sit for a while.
Well, Curry passed that one up. Not sure that was a wise thing. He was wide open. Maybe he's trying to get other people going. I don't know.
You're going to need some supplementary scorers. Make up plays missing 20 points. That's Babbitt's game. And the Warriors dodged one there. That was flat. Heat are 3 of 18 on threes. The Warriors only 5 of 16. Steph steps in from the line. And he is misfired on a few. 6 of 15.
Dragic always keeps that ball alive. Always probing.
Learn from the master. Durant, good double team. Better steal. McCaw's pushing, and he just lost it out of bounds. This is a very ugly offensive 4 minutes for both these teams.
He just got going a little too fast. Slow it up a little bit. He's looking to make a play, particularly if he's looking to make a play. There's no hurry to try to drive it past the free throw line.
Dragic is snuffed again. You can't fault the Warrior defense here. Mitchell Irvin's going to give the ball to Miami. That's good work with the officials communicating. Shot clock is at 11. Waiters inside. Deon Waiters, volume shooter at 3 of 9.
He's deceptively quick, and McCaw's a little bit bigger. Not used to guarding someone out of the perimeter there.
Draymond rides in with a right-hand spike. Where was Whiteside there? They lead the NBA in shot blocks. Nowhere to be found. Make Dragic go right. And they did. Shot clock at 3. Dragic missing there. Zaza the rebound. Here comes Curry. KD to the line. KD to the lane. KD to the rim.
Stephen Curry, that's what I'm talking about. Not in a hurry. He let the defense get to a spot so that he could find an opening right through the defense to Kevin Durant.
23-9 fast break advantage. Warriors play D and run off those misses. They've been lethal. Abbott inside. Durant the strong rebound. Draymond's been everywhere. He contested Babbitt nicely there. Corner 3, McCaw. There's a shot to take. Just missed off iron.
Only his second attempt of the night.
Raiders game, slithering inside.
He's too quick for McCaw. He has a dribble left. You got to play him a little differently.
You want to dare him to shoot perimeter shots.
Absolutely.
You said that's his weakness.
Yeah, he's 38% on the year overall from the field.
Moving around with a shot clock at 10, but only around the perimeter. And now that little switch. Durant went up to dunk it. It just slipped out of his hands. And Curry retreating, came up with a steal of his own. Here come the Warriors on the counterattack. Steph, quick 3. And it's just not been there tonight. The Warriors 5 of 19 from distance.
Steph is 3 of 8.
This quarter scuffling.
I would have bet that he was going to go all the way to the basket on that one. You got to get the easy ones here.
Heat has hung around and had the edge at various times. Warriors defense in the third has been really good, and it's needed to be.
Well, both offenses have scuffled a little bit. Can McCaw get it down?
Yes, he does. Good shot for the rookie. 38% on threes. He's been representative from the line on the year. That's the one you got to make.
Now his challenge is to keep McCaw's a challenge to keep. Well, I'm going to say Waiters out of the lane, but I don't know how he got behind him.
You now want to be fouling shooters from behind. And Magruder will go to the line.
All the time in the world there, he measures it. But at the other end, somehow he allowed Waiters to get around him on the first move.
Magruder will shoot the 2.
Okay.
Now from Kansas State undrafted, he played in Hungary, the Maine Red Claws, then the Skyforce. He led the team in points, field goals made, threes made, and helped them to a D-League championship. A lot like Tim Frazier, who was the D-League MVP. He'd feel like they found somebody.
He played with Maine and then go ahead.
Join the Warriors on Monday. MLK Day rematch against LeBron and the Cavs with a 5 p.m. start. That's the most important thing. Every fan in attendance will get a Warriors splash towel, courtesy of State Farm. The lead at 6 with 4:53 remaining in the third.
on the Heat. I was speaking with Kevin Durant about how he likes to relax, and he said, well, Steph and Andre, they've got golf. Clay, he likes to get on the water. But for me, I have music. That's my getaway. That's my release. Kevin enjoys beat making, and he's not alone. JaVale McGee, he's been making beats since high school, and the two of them actually worked on music together back when JaVale played for the Washington Wizards and KD would go home to DC for the summer. And KD, he likes the sounds of hip-hop, R&B, a little jazz, and JaVale likes hip-hop, R&B, but he loves trap EDM. How you guys feel about trap EDM?
That's Jim's favorite, Roz. You know that. Come on.
Well, next to rap.
Okay, right, but we get on the plane, the first thing Jim does, puts his headphones on. He never talked to him on any of our trips. So Iguodala, Draymond, Ian Clark, JaVale McGee, and Stephen Curry. And JaVale rolling. And Dion Waiters was ready for that, knocked it away.
Usually he has a clear path, but that was good defense.
Tyler Johnson passed up a three. James Johnson gives it right back to him. Reed challenged by McGee and fouled.
Well, you'll see out front, to get inside, Andre Iguodala got pushed out of the play initially. Watch Andre just get pushed. So they get the advantage. James Johnson got away with that one.
That'd be a really good move if it was legal. If he could just two-hand shove a defender out of the way, he'd create a lot of space. So Reed dropping in the free throw. I want you to work that into your next basketball clinic.
Push and then go to the hoop.
The two-hand push and then cut down the lane. So Reed hits them both, and no separation. Warriors were down the single point at halftime. It's a 4-point game right now. Curry flipping it up. JaVale couldn't quite tap it in, and here comes Waiters in full flight.
JaVale jumped too soon. He got played by the ball.
That's Waiters' Achilles heel, that outside shot. Reed will pick up the loose ball foul. So that's only 2 on Miami. Warriors have committed 3.
These are the kind of calls I just think are not necessary. You got the rebound, you're going the other way, and you stop the. But the one on Iguodala, which resulted in free throws and a foul, to me that's a little more important.
Does the contact create an advantage?
I mean, the Warriors are already going. They got the ball. They're not worried about stopping play.
Draymond a little show and go, and he got it up and out now. Did the defender come through the net or ring on that play? It's a foul. But they had no discussion on counting this. You cannot touch the net ring or backboard here. And it's Draymond that had it moved.
Yep.
So great non-call by the officiating crew. We've seen sometimes in games the defender will go up through the basket.
Oh, that's automatic. They catch that one. They didn't catch the one against Memphis and Chandler Parsons.
Right. Had the backboard moving at a Durant layup. So Draymond, he becomes the supplementary scorer tonight. 13 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 5 of 6 from the line. Warriors edge out to the 6-point advantage. Close out on Tyler Johnson there. He gets it back and then hits the 3. They forgot about it.
Curry just got too deep into the lane when they passed to the elbow.
There's only a few players on the Heat that can hurt you. He's one of them.
And he's hurt him bad tonight. He made 3 threes. Shooting the heck out of the ball.
Iguodala's 3. Andre's perfect tonight. 3 and 3. He's got 7.
That's why I think he should shoot more. On a night like this, they're going to need it. That's a heck of a delivery.
That's a better block by JaVale McGee.
Yes, it is.
JaVale starting the break. Smartly gives it to Curry. Draymond in the middle of everything. Heat recovered nicely. Back to the middleman. Let Draymond be the decision maker, but shot it short. The longer the game goes on, the more Miami believes. When you've lost as many games as they have recently, you get hungry. Waiters misfiring again. He's 4 of 12 Iguodala will stop, little step. And he was fouled before the lay-in, but Andre, good assertiveness there.
Let's see. He took that extra step. Is there a foul here? Because I just can't believe he missed this. That poorly. Stayed right with it. But he got aggressive going to the basket, and that's what I like to see.
He was fouled before the act of shooting. Steph, tough step back and rattled that out. So Miami's bothered Curry into a 6 of 18 shooting night. And Reed able to finish.
I don't know how Waiters got him to it. Heck of a job.
Now, the shooting in this quarter, 4 of 15, 7 of 18 for the two teams. I'd say it's a little running in mud, and with the Bay Area rain, we've got a lot of that. And Durant hitting a three. Which team finds their stroke heading into the fourth?
That's a big shot right there. If they can get a stop here, score again. The biggest lead they've had has been 10.
Johnson flat. Curry had to Ian Clark. One man to beat. Hangs. And James Johnson bothered him.
And he's got to learn to get soft there. Let him go by and still shoot it on the way down underhand.
Clock is 10. Waiters always looking to probe. He'll settle for a three, and the Warriors will take that. Steph around Tyler Johnson, gets the contact. Couldn't quite spin it home. But over the limit and in the act of shooting, Curry to shoot 2 free throws. This is exactly the game the Heat would want. Warriors at 43%, Miami at 42%. Just hang in the game. Fast break advantage is 26-9. Miami does not want the Warriors running up and down the court. There's only 6 days left to dub the vote and get the 4 All-Stars, Steph, Clay, and Draymond and KD. You can still have a huge impact. Warriors.com/dub the vote. And yeah, vote for Zaza, the pride of the Republic of Georgia. Free throws down. Durant 19, Curry 19.
Get a stop. Take the wind out of their sails a little bit. But scoring, you don't know. It's just Johnson did a heck of a job there getting contact.
It's only the 4th team foul, not free throws.
He's feisty.
It's the best I've ever seen him play.
Yeah, he's 39%, approaching 40 after the night because he's 3 of 5 from three-point range.
15 points, 17 minutes.
Making 3 of 6 that last one he missed.
Gotta love those WCAL kids. JaVale got a piece of that, but it ricochets right to Magruder, and then Durant owns that rebound, and the Warriors can play for 1. They've had 1 double-digit lead. Can they make it 2 heading into the 4th?
They get a hoop here. They have the biggest lead they've had all night.
Ian Clark with 5 seconds. JaVale at 3, little spin around, back to the hole. Got to play touch with the defense. And Johnson missing the 3. So the biggest lead is right now, and it has not come easy. They're resting Clay, so the other 2 scorers have to be there. Durant's got 19. Curry's got 19. And the lead 11 as we head into the 4th. Toyota game summary. Outstanding Warrior defense in the third, limiting Miami to 14 points. Durant was 4 of 4 in the third. Curry was 1 of 7. They may need a third scorer here to put this one away. James Johnson tried to pass it inside. David West was ready. The trailing Durant didn't want that three. And then KD is tackled in the lane.
He didn't settle for a jump shot. I liked it. Went right off the three-point line. He had a look. It hasn't been that successful for them. It's been disastrous, with the exception of Tyler Johnson, for Miami. He just got squeezed by James Johnson.
So Durant, David West, Draymond Green, Sean Livingston, and Andre Iguodala. Andre the cutter. Pick and fade to David West. He loves that little spot. He doesn't roll. He stays out there. And Andre found him in a sweet spot.
Keep stretching the lead. Keep stretching the lead here.
James Johnson.
He's been 0 for 6 from three-point range, and he's at 39%, so he was due. And that was a kind of a set shot three, just too easily gifted.
And from the foul line, Whiteside the rebound. Well, you foreshadowed the two Johnsons, Tyler and James, 26 points off the bench.
Yeah, well, they placed starters minutes, 31 and 25 respectively.
Whiteside, air balls go to the offense.
So often.
Book of Barnett, chapter 3.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's played out all these years. Nothing changes.
18 and 15 for Whiteside. They double Durant immediately. They're going to dare Iguodala to make shots. Missed that three. So that weak side shooter a lot would be Klay Thompson. Resting tonight. Spoelstra smart. Andre can make that three, but Durant is far more dangerous. Ruder off iron, Iguodala in motion. Durant got someone backing up. Accentuate the contact and get to the line.
Third personal, second team foul.
I'll tell you, Miami has a hodgepodge of players. Magruder here, as you said, played in Hungary. A couple years in the D-League. Never drafted.
Well, think about it. He played in Hungary, and he now is hungry.
Yeah, he's hungry.
I mean,
okay.
He beat out 4 other guys in their camp.
Yes.
To make the team. When you're playing for your NBA life, you're going to play like your hair's on fire. So Durant hitting both free throws. Warriors 13 of 16 from the line. Miami 10 of 12. Working with that double-digit lead. Not a lot of offensive rhythm in the second half at all. Either way, Warrior D has been very good. Shot clock at 5. Whiteside creates something for himself at 2. Spins and flips it in. That's a little growth from Hassan Whiteside.
Well, David West gave help to Draymond Green, but Draymond Green still let him turn left shoulder. I'm not sure he knew David West was coming to take away the right side. It gave him just an angle to move and maneuver.
Post up Livingston. Quick turn, but as you said, Dragic had him further out than Sean would have preferred.
Yep, that's the way to do it. Dragic, he's tough. He's a tough kid.
Missing for the baseline. Draymond another rebound. His 7th of the night. Livingston with the little flip shot.
Well, he came into that shot without the ball in his hands, and when you move like that, you're tough to stop. I love it from the weak side. He caught Dragic sleeping.
James Johnson fouled as he began the drive.
Officials.
Will take us to a stoppage with 8.5 remaining in the ball game. Trying to shed the heat. Looking for win number 33. Not easy tonight. Coming your way at 6:30. We'll tip it off at 7:30 Warriors had to work in the final game at the Palace to come away with a win. And with Drummond, Dan Van Gundy will have the Pistons playing hard. Tobias Harris and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope were very good on December 23rd. I think KCP is an elite defender, and he has bothered various Warriors in a couple different meetings, and his offensive game is coming along.
A few games under 500, but they've got some talent.
They really do.
They've got a lot of talent.
James Johnson, 7 years out of Wake Forest. He was the 16th pick in 2009. They're looking for a home, and
drafted by Chicago, and they sent him quickly to Toronto, where he's been there twice. He's been a pretty good player.
But this is a nice role for him, and he's making the most of it.
Made
opportunity.
Yes, yes. He was good in Toronto.
Durant taking it back. There's the pick and fade again, but David West flat with that shot. David's shooting 55% of the season. The jumper is very reliable, but again, the Heat are playing percentages. All the attention flowing to Durant and Curry. Dragic just weaving through people. That's nicely done.
He couldn't script it any better.
That's what the Warriors do with Draymond. That's a little tic-tac-toe Miami style. Whiteside 22 and 17. Points in the paint favoring the Heat dramatically. Iguodala cut back door, but Johnson picked his pocket. And fortunately, it was off of Dragic. It'll be Warrior ball with 9 to shoot.
Substitution for the Warriors, Ian Clark returns. Replacing Kevin Durant.
Draymond going to get a rest here. Clark missing that runner.
Well, Miami's sensing, can they get something going here?
Warriors had that lead up to 13. That air ball forced by David West, but it will still be Heat ball out of bounds. I don't know that Steve can rest Draymond very long, and Curry's going to have to come in very quickly here. Waiters always wants to turn the corner and drive. This time he threw it right back to Whiteside.
Well, David West was helping. Got a hand on the ball, just could not dislodge it, and they paid the price. Miami knows they've got a little more than hope here.
Yeah, they've had the last 5 points.
That's good defense. That is
the side of the backboard.
James Johnson. That's a forced pass, and they've got it back.
Only 5 to shoot here.
Not pretty, and that's the way Eric Spoelstra likes it tonight with Miami.
Both teams are 42.7. Both teams have 32 made field goals. Steve Kerr going to use a timeout. 6:56 remaining, and the lead only 5. Bob, Jim, and Roz with you with 6:56 left. Our Jeep shots of the game. The Harlem Globetrotters, you may have seen from the top of Oracle, dropping that in, and then they assisted Steph Curry on his traditional pregame shot from the tunnel. And the Globetrotters with the assist before the game are Jeep shots of the game.
When did Stephen Curry start going to that two-hand push shot? Like Sam Jones used to do it. Larry Costello used to do it that way. Dolph Schayes did it that way. It's not easy to do if you haven't practiced it.
So Clark, Iguodala, David West, Livingston, and Durant. There's only 5 to shoot here. Steph is at the scorer's table. Livingston from the baseline.
Just a little beyond his range.
James Johnson with the rebound.
His comfort range.
So the last 5 points by Miami. James Johnson, Whiteside, Dragic, and Waiters. Along with Tyler Johnson, who dumps it riding on the baseline.
Got caught on the Warriors play on the back door. You turn and look at the ball, your man goes, zips behind you.
14-4 run. Single possession ball game.
James Johnson's doing a pretty good job on Kevin Durant here.
Livingston again. He got the foul this time. A little pump fake. Dragic left his feet.
What we said before the season began is, okay, you look the back door, Ian Clark got caught looking at the ball, then trying to recover, and just overplayed. The pump fake here. Now this is the comfort area where Iguodala can operate. Nice pump fake, got him to the line. But we said this before the season began, you're going to get the A game from all the teams you face. Now, Miami comes here one time, and they're going to give it their all.
One of the real oddities this year, Sean is shooting a career best from the field.
Okay.
Remember he was hovering around 90% from the line a year ago?
Yes.
He's shooting about the same from the line as he is from the field.
Yeah, 57%. Strange.
He splits the free throws there, so Livingston is 2 of 4 free throwing. 4-point advantage midway through the fourth. Warriors led by 11 to begin the quarter. Curry is back in, as is Pachulia. Tried to feed Whiteside initially, now he's got it. And the back handoff, Tyler Johnson 3 is short and Curry with the board. And Steph, who were cutting Livingston, couldn't stop. Ian Clark, 3 is good. That's a big shot. Miami will take time.
Ian Clark is at 42% from threes. As I said before, he's dependable.
Livingston 8, Clark 8, Iguodala 7. In the absence of Thompson, you need the other guards off the bench, and the ball kept hopping around.
I thought they passed a layup. Beautiful pass by Curry, but a nice three-pointer.
5:43 left. Hassan Whiteside, our Xfinity player of the game. 24 points, 18 rebounds, 11 of 13 shooting, and has been a force inside offensively. 52 points in the paint for Miami to the Warriors, 30 tonight. Our Xfinity player of the game. Got a little blood in that right eye. Appeared to have taken a finger in the eye.
Yeah, I believe he missed 4 games because of that.
Right.
He got poked in the eye.
Dion Waiters. If you're Miami, you've got Whiteside, you got Dragic, you got Tyler Johnson, and you have Waiters at 4 of 14 hoisting a corner 3.
As I said, number 4 pick overall, Dion Waiters, back in 2012. I don't think he got the big contract that he wanted. He was expecting.
Zaza off the Livingston feed. Johnson 3, well contested by Iguodala. Good rebound by Pachulia, kept it away from Whiteside.
They're going to have to play the defense.
And Zaza ran the floor, and he'll get to the line.
Tonight they haven't been able to count on the offense. Stephen Curry, tough third quarter. Kevin Durant's 8 of 19, but he usually shoots 54%. I like this pass here.
That's a great replay. Pachulia and Whiteside went for the rebound, and Zaza beat him by 20 feet down the court.
Well, we saw it in the first half. He did it a couple times. But the Warriors offense has gone a little south here. And even in Sacramento at times, it certainly wasn't very good that first half. So they're gonna play the defense here to pull this game out.
18 straight makes, 84% free throwing for Pachulia on the season. Something to be said for just hustling and playing hard. And Pachulia does both. And just his sprinting the court got the Warriors 2 free points. He's got to get 1 more bucket to keep the streak alive, Jim. They get 5 straight games of double-digit scoring. Ian moved his feet. Zaza out, turned Johnson back. Shot clock at 7. Dragic wants to get to the strong hand. Steph made him go right. Zaza got a piece of that. Down to 2, and then the foul with 2 to shoot on Livingston.
Well, he did the right thing, leaving his man on the double team on Dragic, but just got a push. Not much of a push. He pulled back a little bit, and that ball was sailing over Whiteside's head.
Dragic again probing just like his mentor Nash. Waiters down the lane, throwing the lob. Whiteside was ready.
You can't move Whiteside out very well. He gets that position. He's big, strong. He's had quite a game.
Good recovery by Johnson on Curry. Ian Clark cutting. Iguodala, what a beautiful delivery there. Andre's got 4 assists, 5 boards, 7 points, and Clark's got 10 off the bench.
Well, they keep Pachulia out. They're trying to draw Whiteside away, and it's worked a few times. And now Whiteside hits that. They're not dead yet.
28 and 19 for Whiteside, and he's got 12 of those here in the 4th. That's a moving screen. So Pachulia's 3rd, 10th Warrior turnover.
Kevin Durant back on the floor as well.
Just moved a little bit. Sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't.
Durant back in.
I still feel like Stephen can go away from the screen and come back and knock his man off a little cleaner so that Zaza doesn't have to feel he's got to give the extra effort on that screen. You don't have to be in a hurry.
Waiters can't finish. Draymond with a rebound.
Nice to see him in there.
See them close out quickly on Curry. Big screen by Draymond, and the 3 is made. Tyler Johnson is down. Ouch.
He got rocked on a traditional clean screen. He didn't know it was there. He got rocked.
Steph was 1 of 7 in the 3rd, but he begins the 4th. Draymond just took it away. Draymond missed the layup. Took off too early. Dragic 3. And the Heat not going away. 5-point swing. Missed layup, made 3. Curry again. That 50-50 ball tracked down by Johnson. Zaza got a piece of it.
Give him a block shot.
7-point lead in the ball coming upon the 2-minute mark. Nothing easy tonight. Durant dropped in the wing jumper. A Curry 3, a Durant jumper, a Pachulia block. And the Warriors just trying to make enough winning plays to put away the Heat. Draymond, you want to play in the NBA? Bang. What a screen there. And then after Draymond missed the layup, Dragic with 14 hits the 3. And then Durant with 23 tonight pulls up from the mid-range and drops it in. And for the Warriors, they're beating Miami at their own game. This is a tightly contested defensive game. And for the Heat, they're getting everything they would want out of all their players.
Well, they score by committee a lot, and Tyler Johnson's been terrific for them. But when you talk about Whiteside inside the space that he eats up, and he's scoring tonight, the Warriors are fortunate they played the three-point line very well.
Yeah.
They're not shooting well at all, Miami, from three-point range. And Dion Waiters has had an off night. The Warriors have struggled offensively, but they've come through defensively when they had to, and they are beating Miami at Miami's game. It's pretty ugly.
You have to find a lot of different ways to win. And the Warriors are on pace for a 69-70 win season, and it's not all going to be pretty. The NBA Western Conference Player of the Week has had to be a volume shooter tonight. Stephen with 22, Durant with 23. Warriors shooting only 43%. You credit the Miami defense, but you've got The 9-point lead with 2:02 left.
Stephen is 2 of his last 9 shooting, and that's all in the second half. And he is only 1 of 5 from three-point range in this half.
22, 8, and 8 for Curry. Dragic, Waiters, James Johnson, Hassan Whiteside, and Tyler Johnson. 4 Heat players in double figures. Durant just took it from Waiters, but then called for the foul. Steve Kerr is up to midcourt.
Is he saying, wow, I should say so? This looked like a clean steal. He got it low, right off the ground. Watch this thing bounce. He goes back to the right. Watch it bounce, and there he got it. That's clean.
That's players miss shots, officials miss calls. Waiters misses a lot of shots. Whiteside can't finish, but Julia walled him off. Durant, good catch there as they're playing the clock and the Heat right now. It's a 20-20 game for Whiteside.
Pachulia up high to bring Whiteside away from the hoop.
Steph for the crossover. Curry with a finish. He wrong-footed him.
And that's what you get. A little pick and roll. Whiteside not there to defend the rim.
Curry knocked it away. Ball loose. Pachulia dives to the net. Curry to Iguodala. Zaza Pachulia. The biggest lead comes at a good time, but these are the kind of winning plays you have to make.
I love it, and so does the team. This is fantastic to go get the ball in that kind of fashion from your big man. First of all, here, watch him just get bumped out of the way. That's an offensive foul they did not call. And then he fought for the rebound. Got the screen, got the switch, and a trailing Whiteside. And then the ball is knocked away. Zaza says the only way to get this is to do that. And he went right to the floor. That's fun.
But this is a 50-50 ball that Tyler Johnson thinks he's going to get until Pachulia smartly dives, finds Steph, and Iguodala kept running.
And I love the way Steph turned in front of the trailing Hassan Whiteside just to deter him a little bit that he couldn't get to Iguodala.
You played 14 years in the league, and you still bring that kind of energy. That's fun.
It's determination. It's his will. It's his competitive spirit, and he knows it's the only way to last in this league. He has to play that way.
I'm going to quote you. Success is measured by where you are versus where you could be.
Yes.
Zaza Pachulia is a success. There's plenty of guys with talent that don't ever max out because they don't give the effort to do it.
He gets the maximum out of his abilities. I've said before, he's not the most athletic player. We all know that. He's not the quickest, not the fastest. Doesn't jump the highest. But he's smart, and he's determined. He's got a strong will. I tell you, Tyler Johnson, he's just come out. The last couple of years, he has made himself into a ball player, hasn't he?
Well, in the summer, Jim, when he was signed the offer sheet, people said, wait a minute, look at this summer. Tyler Johnson got all this money, and the Heat matched it. I'd say Pat Riley's talent evaluation has proven to be very solid over his career.
Yeah.
And Tyler Johnson has rewarded that faith. Missed the free throw there. Greg Gary Kalena getting ready for Warrior Post-Game Live. Tyler Johnson with 17 points on 6 of 11 shooting.
4 seasons at Fresno State, but he's been in Miami now the 3rd year. 6 points a game last year, almost 9. They saw something in him, and he's rewarded.
Draymond thought about the lob. Durant, the 3, and the capper. Biggest lead comes with 34 seconds left. Dion Waiters.
Well, he's so intent on trying to get to the hoop and make a move that he forgets the shot.
Well, he's 4 of 17. With the games James Johnson, Whiteside, Tyler Johnson's having, I mean, Waiters aided the Warriors' cause by just relentlessly shooting the ball.
Personal 15-foul penalty situation.
Waiters makes the moves. He gets inside. He gets an incredible position most of the night, but he doesn't finish the shot.
The best he had with the lobs to Hassan Whiteside. He had 8 assists, but the 4 of 17. Detroit on Thursday. Our last look at the Pistons. Warrior pregame live coming away at 6:30. We'll tip it at 7:30. Curry, 24 points, 9 assists, 8. They rest Klay Thompson and Ian Clark and Iguodala. And Livingston answered the bell off the bench.
Not one of Stephen Curry's better shooting nights. And I like to see the other things come into play there, the rebounds and the assists.
Dragic and Pat McCaw. He's going to look at this tape. He's committed so many silly fouls tonight.
Well, he's getting behind the 8 ball because he's coming out on quicker players and crowding them too much. And then he gets his hands in the air. You've got to lower your body. He's got to lower his center of gravity so he's ready to move when these guys go off the dribble. He's too upright.
You've got 2 long defenders as teammates in Iguodala and Sean that can help Pat with that. Fouling players from behind, it's a super bad habit to get into. The Warriors, a silly turnover. James Johnson will lay it in. Just cosmetically alter the final score. So 107-95. The Warriors move to 33-6. Cleveland loses. San Antonio loses. Miami gives them all they would want. But the Warriors make the plays down the stretch to come up with a win. 107-95 the final. They're all not going to be pretty, but they go in the left column with a W at the top of it, and they'll take it. Warriors win by a dozen. Warrior Postgame Live, presented by Honda. Greg and the guys on the way. Coming up right now.